You're in the rant wormhole where I rant about whatever my $15 a month plus patrons want me to rant about. This one is for, oh, you can get one of these by becoming one of those. This one's for Darren Antos, who says, rant about the deer hunter. Believe you me, the price is clear. A child born, the mother near. To death and life as hand in hand. A failed light exposed the man who led her off into the flame to cast her back to hell again. But hear you me, the break of dawn will wash away the sins thereof into the lake beyond the tree. A child... Oh, fuck, I fucked up the lyrics. The flame is gone, the fire remains. I love The Deer Hunter, particularly Acts 1 through 3, but Act 4 is also pretty good. I got into them because of the fact that they were opening for Coheed and Cambria one time, and I just decided to look into them, and they were similar enough to Coheed and Cambria to catch my attention. I love the singing style, not necessarily Casey Crescenzo's voice, which I think in the earlier albums is kind of whiny, but just like the way he writes lyrics and vocals and goes about performing them. It's the most fun music to sing along to that there is. Like, that song I just sang you is the song I have sang the most times in my life, because I'll just be walking around and start belting it, you know, in my house. That and Red Hands. Oh my God, what have I done? Now, my darling, put your clothes back on. I love the, you know, experimental sonic styles. Their first album clearly has some, like, Mars Volta influence, but it's not quite as left field. It's more controlled because it's trying to tell a bit of a more straightforward story. I appreciate the background narrative going on throughout the Act albums. You know, just so many memorable tracks, so many memorable lyrics. I fucking love to have it on in the car and sing along. I one time played like all 4 acts while we were driving from I think Boston to Rochester, and I was just like playing all of it for May and explaining the story to her and singing along to the whole thing just like in one concentrated block. I would say probably Act 2 is my favorite, especially all the songs that begin with the, because like the first half of the album is all the songs, and those are all phenomenal. The Church and the Dime is probably my outright favorite. Not the most fun to sing of all their songs, but my favorite nonetheless. She prayed to the man with a twin in a mask, but the world is numb and cold. Ah, so good. Oh, I also love to sing In Cauda Venenum Around. It's just so... They're my karaoke band. Like, literally, I probably spend as much time just singing their songs to myself as I do actually listening to them. Act 3, tons of great songs on it, though it does have some mellow ones that I don't care for as much, particularly like the last couple songs in the album. Then they released Migrant and the Color EPs, and the Color EPs were very take or leave for me. I felt like they were more straightforward and conventionally structured than their previous songs. Like, it was more about, like, the tone of that color, but not so much about, like, sonic experimentation or songwriting experimentation. And so there were certain songs I liked, but overall, I wasn't a huge fan. I haven't listened to them a ton. Migrant, I didn't care for at all. I've almost barely, like, not even touched it. When Act 4 finally came around, I felt like half and half about it. It has some of my favorite Deer Hunter songs. A Night on the Town, for instance, phenomenal. or The Squeaky Wheel. Like, there's a few songs I really love, but then some that I'm totally indifferent towards. And then Act 5 I didn't like at all, because Act 5, again, felt like it had kind of the same song structure over and over again. It was more conventional. There was a lot of too long of intros on tracks, and it just didn't do much for me. You know, I would love to see another release from them. I'm always interested, because obviously Act 4 showed that they still had the ability to write songs that were more in that older style. And, you know, I want that weird vaudeville and all the, like, crazy instrumentation and the long passages into the songs that have multiple phases, and, you know, that's what I like, dog. So, you know, more of that, please. But yeah, the Deer Hunter, one of my favorite bands for sure. You know, stays in rotation. It's that kind of music, so.